Hi, this is Drop Bear Kelly of Autism Only Vlogs, and this is just a quick, I suppose, chat about vaccines, my personal experience with those, and the link between autism. I have autism in my family. We suspect my grandmother may have Asperger's by her behaviour. My nephew is 19 and he was diagnosed at the age of 3 with autism. He's very high on the ASD spectrum, which means he's almost non-verbal. Yeah, he's very high, unlike Isabella, my daughter, who is about midway and fairly high functioning. Well, medium functioning. Okay, so when my daughter was born, I had read all the studies because of the hereditary situation, including the main study made by Dr. Andrew Wakefield and his colleagues in 1998 that made the link between autism and vaccines. So I decided I wasn't going to vaccine my daughter whatsoever. I just wasn't going to do it, and I didn't. However, she was diagnosed with autism. She had not received even not one vaccination yet. Here was the diagnosis. So I then decided to go back and have a look at the studies and what other medical research papers were saying about it. I found that a lot of the medical journals had been retracting the articles that they'd had there, that Dr. Andrew Wakefield, who had conducted the study along with his colleagues, had lost his medical license due to fraud and what else did it say? Gross, allegations of misconduct and fraud. Not only that, apparently it was the study was done in an unethical manner with callous disregard for the children. It was very invasive, apparently. And there was cherry picking of the research candidates. So this was done in order to obviously to validate their theory. So they did this. The paper came out causing mass panic, of which I bought into. I'll admit that, I bought right into it. So the situation now stands that the man has lost his license. Medical papers and journals, respected, medical practitioners all over the world have said, no, this is just not correct. There is no link. It may seem that there was, but there is none because the man cherry-picked his candidates. He cherry-picked them to suit his studies. And unfortunately, a lot of people fell for it. Thus, have a look what's happened. We have measles again. We have pockets of measles in places where people don't vaccinate their children. We have all of these things, particularly the MMR vaccine, the measles, mumps, and rubella vaccine. We've seen rises in these diseases that were once they were gone. We didn't have a problem with them at all. And now the herd immunity has unfortunately been compromised by this man's study and the attention that was paid to it. Obviously mass panic because autism was being diagnosed like never before. I mean, there are obvious reasons for that, which I can go into now or I can go into later, but we have so much, medical knowledge now that we look at behaviours where you used wants to just say, oh, that person's a bit weird, that person's a bit antisocial, that kid's a brat. All of those things. Whereas we now look at those things and say, okay, let's put them all together and have a look at the grand scheme of it. And that's why autism is on the rise. It's not because it's suddenly just become a newfound thing. All of a sudden everybody's just getting these diagnoses for no reason whatsoever. It's just the go-to response when you have a child with these learning disabilities, social problems, social inhibitions, fears, and other, situations under the umbrella of autism, such as OCD, social anxiety, and, situations like that. And my daughter suffers from both of those, OCD and social anxiety. Geez, I want to make this quick. It doesn't look like I'm doing so. But, okay, to cut a long story short, I'm going to provide some links, but the main one that I did find very interesting, and it's still available, and I will put the link down below, and I suggest you give it a read. I'm not telling anti-vaxxers that you're completely wrong. I'm just telling you to please have a look at the original study and what has been said about it since. And I mean, why did the man lose his license? Why? I mean, there's a reason here. Okay, and in doing so, before you do so, remember again that I did not vaccinate until after I got the diagnosis. And I have found out that there are several other people who did the same thing as myself from my daughter's autism-based school. So this is what the Canadian Medical Association journal has printed. And I'll give you the link for this. The Lancet, a British medical journal, a very highly respected medical journal, they retracted the paper in 2010, and that was the paper put out by Dr. Wakefield and his colleagues that caused this mass hysteria and a lot of media attention because autism diagnosis was on the rise. They've said that there are incorrect findings, unethical, callous disregard for the children in the study. Apparently, there were a lot of invasive research techniques used. And the main one here, which is not exactly what you do when you're doing an unbiased research paper or an unbiased study, was cherry picking of research candidates. And that's in order to validate their theory. That's what they wanted. They picked who they wanted to suit their agenda, to suit their case, to suit, their cause at the time. That autism was caused only by vaccines. They didn't take in, hereditary situation, DNA, anything like that, which we now know it's obviously a problem. It's obviously a situation. You look at families and it occurs. Hence my total fear of getting her vaccinated and being one of those people that may have, helped cause this problem with herd immunity. And little babies, 6 weeks old, who can't possibly be immunized against measles, are dying because people are not realizing that this Dr. Wakefield, again, his medical license has been revoked due to fraud and what was the word? Allegations of gross misconduct. Basically, he has been disproven. Now, I'm not saying that vaccines are great, perfect for everybody, and that there might not be a problem with them causing other situations and children not being able to cope with some of the chemicals involved in some of the vaccines. And that we're being told the whole truth on vaccines. We're never told the whole truth on these things. We're never told the whole truth on anything by our governments or by our medical associations. That's just a fact. It's not a conspiracy tinfoil situation, the tinfoil hat. It's not that. It's just a fact. But I'm saying in my personal experience, added to the retraction of all major medical journals of Wakefield's paper and studies, and him losing his medical license is pause for thought. It's pause for deep thought if you're not vaccinating a child. Now, my child is now fully vaccinated. Isabella is. She was diagnosed before before any vaccinations. So in my personal experience, vaccines did not cause her autism. Now, that's just my 2 cents worth. It's my personal experience, but I do highly suggest that you do have a look into this. I will provide links for you to do so. I do suggest you have a look into it. I do suggest that you seriously think about the people and the main person who made these studies and made them popular. I mean, he's just been completely discredited, and yet people are still not vaccinating their children and putting many others at risk. I myself had the measles when my adult children were young. I was in my 20s. I had the measles. I was sick for 20 days. I was in intensive care, very, very sick. I almost died. It's terrible when an adult gets it. I almost died. And again, that was probably because people weren't vaccinating their children. This is when it all started. And that, around about 3 years after the study came out, actually, is when I caught it. Several other people caught it, and unfortunately 2 of those people died. One was a 30-year-old healthy man who was a jogger and into sport. The other one was a 3-month-old baby. So I do suggest you check out the links. This is just my personal opinion. Please don't attack in the comments. If you want to discuss, I'm really happy to discuss with you your personal experience, your personal beliefs, any information you can give me, links, anything like that. I'm absolutely willing to have a look at it. This has gotten to 10 minutes. I thought this was going to take me like 3 as usual. I've gone on and on and on and waffled and more than likely probably just wasted a lot of your time, and I'm sorry about that. It's something I do feel passionate about though, because I know what happened with myself and I know what I did, and I feel responsible and I feel guilty because I could have, my decision could have hurt a lot of people, and I don't feel good about that. And yeah, vaccines did not cause my child's autism. This is not possible. So anyway, another update soon will be on where to find help for those newly diagnosed parents who just get handed the diagnosis and then bye-bye, see you later, with no help whatsoever. That's what happened to me, and I don't want that to happen to anyone else. So I will be doing my next video based on that. Hopefully I can provide a lot of links if you let me know what country you're in. I'm in Australia, obviously. I'm in Melbourne, Australia, but I'm doing links to communities who can help all over Australia, in every state, and I'd be happy to go and have a look in other countries if you need any help. I've had one lady from Britain, and hopefully I've helped her. She says I have, and I hope I have. So everyone have a lovely day. It's a rainy afternoon in Melbourne, and I'm about to go pick up my little darling, and I can't wait. Please excuse the hair and not looking so great. It's housework day. It's big housework day because she's at school for once. So everyone have a great time, and hope to see you soon. And I look forward to the comments. I look forward to having a chat with people and a healthy debate. Okay, bye.